Hello everyone, this is Brandon with Portable Technology Solutions, and in this video we're going to show you how to set up the Zebra FXR90's GPS functionality in ClearStream RFID. Now this is a new feature within ClearStream that takes advantage of the Zebra FXR90's GPS functionality and will allow users to capture the GPS coordinates of their RFID tagged assets. Now this is a great feature for customers who need even more information on where their tagged assets are, and there is no more accurate or pinpoint location than GPS coordinates. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to want to do is verify that our FXR90 reader has GPS functionality. There are certain models of the FXR90 reader that have an integrated GPS functionality and certain models that don't. Now for the models where the GPS functionality is not integrated, you still can get that set up, provided that you do have the LTE and GPS plug-in accessory that's sold separately. But once you plug that in, you will now have that GPS functionality. So once we've confirmed all that, we can go ahead and get started on the ClearStream side. So we'll go ahead and open up ClearStream, and we can go ahead and get started by adding our device. So we click on Devices here. In device configuration, we're going to go ahead and click add, and instead of adding it as a Zebra/Motorola device like you would for a typical fixed reader, we're going to go down here to Zebra IoT connector and select that, since we'll be pulling information from IoT connector. Now when we do that, we can go ahead and enter the IP address of our FXR90. So once we have our IP address, we can go ahead and punch it in here. And when we click on that, it's going to ask us to enter the username and password for IoT connector. Now, when you get a fixed RFID reader from Zebra, the default IoT connector login would be admin as your username and change as your password. But once you do log into IoT connector for the first time, it's going to ask you to change your password. So you can go ahead and enter it with the new password that you've changed it to. So if we logged in correctly, we'll go ahead and click in OK. We'll see upon a successful login, it'll also pull in the device ID from the reader as well. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and add my antenna. And I can go ahead and set the power and tag session to whatever I need for my use case. I'll go ahead and set it to 30 in this instance. That's all set. I can go over to device, and this is where we're going to actually enable that GPS functionality. So on the device field here, we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you see right here where it says GPS Zebra FXR90 only. We're going to go ahead and check that off to enable it. We can close this out, and we can go ahead and now configure our destination. So on this side here in destination, we're going to click on our type. ODBC is what we want. For ODBC data source, we're going to click on ClearStream RFID 8 sample 64-bit system, and then RFID tag list. And the next thing we want to do here by the field is we're going to go over to this little grid icon here where it says reset field mappings to default. We're going to check that and say yes, and it's going to reset the source fields to what they should be. And as you can see, now we have GPS latitude, longitude, and our source fields. Now the last thing we need to do before we can start reading is just set the destination fields correctly. As you can see, they're defaulted not to the same thing that's on the source field side, so we just want to go ahead and make sure that that matches. So I'll click on this first one here by latitude. I'm going to click from this drop-down menu, GPS latitude, and GPS longitude. So now that all of these field mappings are matching, we can go ahead and start reading tags. So we'll go over here to start. You can see my devices right here. I'm going to click Start Selected. And if everything's set up correctly, you can see this is all set true and started. And we're reading tags and we're sending them over to our destination. Now I can let that run for a little bit. And say I read all my tags and I'm happy with everything. I'm going to go ahead and click Stop Selected. And I'll go over to my data viewer, click the little refresh icon. And now you can see this table is populated with all the tags that I picked up. And you can see it has the EPC values for my tags, and most importantly, the GPS latitude and longitude for where those tags are located. And it's just as simple as that to get started, to set up your reader and start reading tags and seeing your GPS coordinates. Now that's going to be all for this demonstration, but of course if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the number and email address listed here on the screen, and of course be on the lookout for any videos that we have in the near future. Thanks. Take care.